LinkedIn scoops up Lynda.com, say hello to Uber rickshaw service in India, and is Apple's new MacBook design worth the port loss? It's Thursday, April 9th, and this is Crunch Report. LinkedIn really wants to be more than just your online resume and sender of way too many notifications about your professional contacts. The company has purchased Lynda.com, that's Lynda with a Y, which is a learning company, an established one founded way back in 1995, which offers videos and tutorials on all sorts of subjects like learning Photoshop or HTML or management, many others. The acquisition is valued at $1.5 billion, a 52% cash, 48% stock deal, expected to close sometime in the second quarter of this year. According to a joint release from the companies, most Lynda.com employees will be joining LinkedIn. So you can imagine a situation in the near future where LinkedIn provides information on the skill sets that you might need for a huge variety of jobs that you might want, and then also offers courses to get those skills all within the same network. In the meantime, Lynda.com will remain open for business. Pre-orders for the Apple Watch start tomorrow, but Apple hasn't forgotten its trusty laptop line. The newest MacBooks feature the somewhat controversial decision of a single USB-C port to handle power, data throughput, accessories, and display connections all in one. It also has an Intel Core M processor, which allows the Mac to drop the need for fans, but then also takes a processing hit because of that. Even so, TechCrunch's Darrell Etherington says it might be his favorite portable Mac ever. The design appeal, very strong. It's thin, it's only 13.1 millimeters at its thickest point, and weighs just 2 pounds. Keyboard backlights are now individual LEDs. The new Force Touch trackpad doesn't actually depress at all. Instead, it uses something called taptic feedback and a vibrate response to clicks. And about that single data and power port, the USB-C port, Darrell notes that for anybody who uses a desktop regularly, it might be much less of an issue than for anyone using this MacBook as their main device and plugging in a lot of stuff. Battery life seems to be a mixed bag depending on app usage. And the new MacBook has a Retina display on a thinner design than even the MacBook Air, so anybody looking for the best res possible on their display is going to love this, if they can also love the price, which starts at $1,300. Today, Microsoft and Dropbox are offering new ways to edit Microsoft Office files like Word and PowerPoint and Excel documents within Dropbox using Office Online via the web instead of inside Office apps themselves. So, real-world issue, being on a computer without Office installed and you need to make changes, no longer a problem. The new option is available to Dropbox for Business customers who have an Office 365 license, as well as Dropbox Basic and Pro users, and those who are on the free tier of Office Online, which anyone can get by creating a Microsoft account, which will also be free. You'll also be able to save new files to Dropbox from within Office Online on the web. Now, Dropbox says that there are over 35 billion Office documents stored in its service already, and the integration will allow millions of users to take advantage of these new tools. Microsoft has over 1.2 billion Office users, 9.2 million of which are Office 365 home and personal subscribers. So, this is a pretty big group. Enjoy your edits, everybody. The partnership between the two companies started last November, but it isn't exclusive. Along with Dropbox, Microsoft offers support for other third-party cloud services like iCloud and Box. And now to the subcontinent we go. India has no shortage of taxi hailing apps. Uber competitor Ola just raised a $310 million round of funding, which a source tells TechCrunch is part of a larger funding round that Ola is close to completing. Earlier today, Uber itself launched its first service, UberAuto, which starts in New Delhi, uses rickshaws, and most importantly, accepts cash. Cash fares are calculated using existing transport regulations, and customers can hail these rickshaw autos even when there's no credit in their Paytm wallet. Paytm is the payment service that Uber uses in India. For UberAuto, passengers pay no booking fees or service charges on top of the fare. Uber's been running a service in New Delhi under what's called a no-profit model following the alleged rape of an Uber passenger and temporary ban on Uber services there. The company currently serves 11 cities in India, which is the second largest Uber market behind the US, although Ola still owns the market in India in more than 40 cities and towns nationwide. Let's not get this show away from us without talking about teens, specifically teens in the US, who may be insufferable, but also very important when it comes to building technology, because access to mobile devices has made almost a quarter of them, 24% to be exact, of teens to be online almost constantly. This is according to a new report by the Pew Research Center, which also shows either smartphone ownership or access, covering 3/4, or 73% of teens, with another 30% of teens having access to at least a basic mobile device. 92% of polled teens say they're online every day, with over half of them saying they're online several times per day. So thank you to mobile. Some interesting diversity numbers here too. African American and Hispanic teens are more likely to report being online constantly than white teens, with African American teens most likely to have access to a smartphone. As for social networks, Facebook still rules. Teens say they don't like it, but still 71% of 13 to 17-year-olds say they use Facebook. Instagram is in second place, used by just over half of teens, followed by Snapchat, and then Twitter and Google Plus tied at 33%. The Pew report is the first in a series examining the somewhat fickle habits of teens in tech, and is using an online-only survey method versus telephone interviews, which is done in the past, because teens hate phones. So I hear anyway. Before we go, just a quick reminder that TechCrunch Disrupt New York is right around the corner. It's happening May 4th through May 6th in New York City. And if you're planning to join us, you should know you still have early bird pricing for tickets. At the end of tomorrow, Friday, prices go up by $1,000. So act now, or we will know that you're rich. That's our report for today. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. We'll see you tomorrow.